Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. And I know I have been gone for a little over a week. The last video I posted was actually I think it was my Amityville trailer, horror trailer reaction. I don't. Let me double check. Let me double check real quick. It was definitely Friday. It was definitely the day before I left. So it was last Friday. But let me check real quick when the last time I posted. Well, what's I do? It was me listing my least favorite character from each of the Friday the 13th movies that I have watched. Um and yeah, but yeah, I went on to a trip after I was done with my shift on Saturday. Last Saturday, I went to Las Cruces, and yeah, it was just a nice little break for me. And and yeah, I relaxed the whole week. I got to hang out with my friends from college, and then I also got to perform. There was a drag show on the NMSU campus, and I was one of the performers. Um, and if y'all don't already know, I am I like to do drag from time to time, and I do and I have performed not often, but I have performed from time to time, and I do have my performances in my channel. I created a playlist, and I'll put it down below if you like to watch any of my performances. I have both the highlights of my performances along with the full performances. So whichever ones you want to watch. But yeah, it goes from I've done a wide range of songs. I've done "How Can I Ease the Pain" by Lisa Fisher, a '90s song. I've done a few Little Mix songs. I've done Jennifer Hudson's "And I'm Telling You I'm Not Going" from Dreamgirls, and I've done "Queen of Mean" from Descendants 3 a couple times. So yeah, um, but yeah, I am back. I got back home. I earlier today. So yeah, there's a lot of catching up I need to do, especially um, regarding music, because I know Gaga put out her her latest single named Disease. And now she put out a music video. I will get to that. At least get to the at least do a reaction to the song tomorrow, because that's when I'm planning on doing my reactions again. Starting tomorrow. After I'm done with my shift. And then I know Selena put out um, a song as well. It's for the I believe I don't know if it's a movie or a show. Um, I saw like the trailer for, it, but I think it's a show that she's on. So yeah, I'm gonna do a reaction to that as well. And she also put out a video on that as well. So of course I'm gonna react to that along with continue on catching up with my reaction requests that y'all have given to me. So yeah, I'm gonna continue on doing that. Continue on react to like Azealia Banks album along with Chloe's album, finishing those two up, and then finishing up my reactions to like Ariana Grande's live performances of her songs from her Eternal Sunshine album, and yeah, and then also said I wanted to get into Chappelle Roan. Um, so yeah, I wanted to. So yeah, I will start getting into doing reactions of her music as well. Um, so yeah, I have a lot of catching up to do. Um, and then speaking of catching up, this video is kind of a catching up for me to do, which is the Crown Jewel PLE. It happened yesterday, but I just finished watching it not too long ago. Um, and since I was gone, I didn't do a prediction video like I usually would. Um, but I still wanted to put out like my thoughts and review on the PLE. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna be posting for tonight, and then like I said, tomorrow I'm gonna start doing my reactions again tomorrow. But like I mentioned before, and you can see from the title, this will be my review slash thoughts of the Crown Jewel PLE. and yeah, I dragged this intro off long enough, so I definitely dragged it out for a long time, so over 5 minutes. But yeah, without further ado, let's get to the action. Now, not to the action. I've done so many reaction videos, without further ado, let's get to the video. Now, my overall thoughts of Crown Jewel, I definitely enjoyed it. None of the matches were bad. Like I enjoyed all the matches. I had fun. I had fun with all the matches. All the matches were good to me. Well, in my opinion, they were good, and it was a fun time watching Crown Jewel. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off with the first match, and Crown Jewel started off with shockingly the original Bloodline, which is Roman, Jimmy, and Jay, versus the new Bloodline, which was Solo, Tomatonga, and Jacob Batu, with Tongaloa accompanying them. Um, yeah, like I said, I was shocked that was how they started. I didn't expect for them to started with that match. I thought they were gonna start it like with like Naya and Liv's match, most likely. Yeah, it was a really good match. I definitely enjoyed it. It was kind of I liked the like the I liked a little bit of drama in the match, especially between Jay and Roman, because I like the story in that, because it started off like with like Roman and Jay being like I want to start, no, I want to start, and then Jay was insistent that he wanted to start the match, so Roman was like, okay, you go ahead and start the match, and then some point later on in the match, Jay was in control, and then it looked like he was going to tag Roman, and Roman reached his hand out to like have Jay tag him, but then Jay said nope, psych, and then tagged in Jimmy, and then both Jimmy and Roman was just like, what was that about? It was like, what was that about? And it's like, even though Jay is like I'll say being on the same page for, well, at least trying to be on the same page and keeping it cordial with Roman. It's given he, well, not totally forgave Jimmy, but it's given um he still has love for Jimmy, compared to Roman. He's like, and it was kind of clear because he did all kinds of double team moves with Jimmy, like how they used to when they were full on tag team. With Roman, he didn't try to do none of that. Yeah, both Roman and Jimmy was like, what was that about? Um, so that was a little bit of drama there, and then there was a close near fall in the match, where Solo hit Roman. Well, Roman got the hot tag in after the bloodline was in control for a little bit. They beat down Jimmy for a little bit, and then Jay got the hot tag, and then Jay was in control, and then eventually the bloodline, um, Solo and them, um, was in control again, and then Jay Uso tagged in Roman, and Roman got the hot tag, and Roman was dominating everyone. He was doing his thing, and then um he hit Solo with Superman punch, and he was getting ready to hit him with the spear. But then Solo countered, and then he hit Roman with the Samoan spike, and the match almost ended right then and there. But Jimmy barely, and I mean he barely stopped the pinfall. It was such a close pinfall. Um, but I mean, but the match continued, and then eventually in the match, the ref got taken out. Um, but he wasn't down for long, because usually in those in matches when like the referee gets taken out, the referee be like knocked out like literally until like the end of the match. Um, but yeah, in this case, like the referee took a couple minutes, and then quickly got back up on his feet. Um, Yeah, while um that and then while that was happening, Jacob Fatu just went off in the match. Like he was taking out everyone. He took out Roman. Um, he took out Roman. He did a springboard moonsault onto Roman, and then he did a suicide dive onto both the Usos. Took both the Usos out, and then a solo hit multiple Samoan spikes onto Roman, and then Solo pinned Roman. The new Bloodline beat the OG Bloodline by Solo pinning Roman. I was more shocked of Solo pinning Roman more than Solo and Tama and Jacob winning in general. I did not expect Roman to take the pin. I thought that if Solo and them was gonna win, I thought that they was gonna have Jamie take the pin. I was completely shocked with Solo pin Roman. Um, do I feel like it was the right choice? Yes, I do feel like it was the right choice for them to have the new Bloodline win, just to continue to have them look like a threat. And then have like the OG Bloodline get the win at War Games, because we all know. Sorry, my nose is a little bit stuffy. It's because of my allergies. So excuse my allergies. Um, but yeah, we all know that at Survivor Series for War Games, it's gonna be once again the OG Bloodline. I feel like eventually they're gonna have Sammy be involved in the match. And it's clear as day that he's already involved in the storyline. Versus the new Bloodline. We all know that's gonna be like the main event in War Games. In Survivor Series, we all know that. But after the match, they started. The new Bloodline started like ganging up on Roman. Jimmy tried helping, didn't last long. Same thing with Jay. Jay tried helping, didn't last long. And then Sammy's music came out, and it was kind of this thing of like, is he gonna help out Solo, and then take out the Bloodline, especially Jay, because they will definitely plan on taking out Jay, the same way that they took out Jimmy, or like will Sammy try and help out Roman and the Usos, and then Sammy made his choice by pretending to hug Solo and then suplexing him, and then trying to fight off the rest of the Bloodline, but that didn't last long. They quickly jumped him. But then Roman got back up on his feet, so did Jimmy and Jay, and it was even. And eventually it was just Solo by himself with Roman, the Usos, and Sammy in it, and Sammy was ready to basically haluva kick Solo's head off, but Solo ducked, and Sammy ended up kicking Roman instead, and that's gonna create some drama and some tension between like Sammy, Jimmy, and Roman, and maybe Jay too, because Jay tried to be peacemaker, but I feel like on Raw he's gonna be like he probably like, I appreciate you trying to help, but like I told you, it's family business and you ain't family. Like, I don't know why you're getting yourself involved, and now look what you did. You made things bad, really bad for yourself, because Roman's pissed, Jimmy's pissed, because they thinking that Sammy kicked Roman on purpose. But in some way Sammy will be involved in the match. Some way they're gonna, like some way they're gonna have Sammy be involved. In some way, Roman and Jimmy's gonna be convinced to have Sammy help them out for War Games. But yeah, the Bloodline story is starting. I'm not gonna lie, the Bloodline story is starting to get good again. Like with return of Roman, then return of Jimmy, and then like the OG Bloodline, like reuniting, like to take out a common enemy. Like the Bloodline story is starting to get really good again, because the Bloodline story, I'm not gonna lie, like it was kind of getting bland a little bit. But yeah, that's my thoughts on this match. So let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the fatal four-way match for the women's tag team championships. The champions Bianca and Jay They defended their belts against the Meta Girls. I believe that's what they call now. Um, um, who are Lash Legend and Sky Jackson. I know her. I know it's Jackson, but I don't know if it's no Jakara Jackson. Sorry, Jakara Jackson. And then against Chelsea Green Pipe Nivens and against Damage Control. This was a good match. I definitely enjoyed this match as well. It was a fun match. It like other than like a couple of botches, and then like um um Chikara and Lash Legend, they were a little slow with their like the tag team moves. But I think it was just more on nerves. Like I that's why I mainly think it was. I think it was just more on nerves because it's their very first PLE like on the main roster. And it's a big stage, so I think it was just like them being like a little bit nervous, but they still did good. Like this match showed all of the athleticism, well, with the exception of Chelsea, because Chelsea was just getting whooped. She did like like one move. But yeah, but Chelsea was getting whooped. But yeah, it was still a very fun match. Um, and I definitely remember like when everyone was doing all kinds of high flying spots onto each other, like onto the outside. Um, and then towards the end, um, Piper and Chelsea was planning on finishing off. Who was it? Jade. They were planning on finishing off Jade. Um, but then I believe it was Jade. I don't remember. I don't remember who they were planning on like finishing like like who they're gonna finish off regarding of like to help them win. But but it got revert. I believe it was Jade. Yes. It was Jade. I didn't remember now. It was Jade, but then Jade countered and then took Chelsea Green down. Um, and then put her in position to get splashed by Piper, which Piper ended up doing. She accidentally splashed Piper, and Piper was just like in the moment, just all kinds of distraught, like, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." Um, and then meanwhile, Bianca gets tagged, and then they hit, and then they did the Doomsday device, um, giving little Road Warriors with that move, um, and then that's how they got the win. Um, they retained the titles, by by um, by Bianca pinning Piper, and yeah, they're still the champions. Like I said, it was a other than like a couple botches, um, or like a couple like clunky moments. Um, it was still a fun match. I still definitely enjoyed it. Um, and yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the Seth Rollins Bronson Reed match. They wasted little time with the action because it was like ever since Seth Rollins came back, it was the epitome of on site for both of them, and it was no difference in this match. Seth didn't even wait until Bronson Reed went into the ring. Bronson Reed was still in the middle doing of his entrance on the ramp, and then Seth just ran up and started a whole brawl. And both of them was just beating the hell out of each other in that brawl. Eventually, they ended up um, getting into the ring, and the match was officially started. And yeah, they continued on beating the hell out of each other and go back and forth. And quickly, Bronson Reed hit the tsunami on Rollins. He wanted and he tried to go for it again, but instead said nope, moved out of the way. And then and then and yeah, they continued on doing the back and forth, like Bronson Reed at times was dominating, but then Seth fighting back, and then towards the end of the match, Bronson Reed, who was at this point pissed off and very frustrated, that he couldn't put Rollins away. Got the steel chair, and he was gonna use it. He was gonna definitely gonna be like, I don't care if I get disqualified. But then Seth counted. He took out Bronson's knee, and Bronson hit like face first onto the steps. Um, and then Rollins proceeded to hit Bronson Reed with a stomp onto the steps, which was reminiscent to when Rollins returned, and he basically did the same thing to Bronson Reed while Bronson Reed was fighting Braun Strowman in the last man standing match. Um, and then Rollins was looking for a count out victory, but then Bronson Reed got back up on his feet, rolled back to the ring. Rollins wasted a little time, hit another stomp, but then Bronson Reed was getting back up on his feet again. So Rollins decided he was gonna add some extra oomph onto the final and third and final stomp. So he decided to go onto the top turnbuckle and boom, hit like a super curb stomp from the top turnbuckle onto Bronson Reed, and Seth Rollins got the pin, and he beat Bronson Reed. This was a good match as well. This was a good match as well, and it doesn't seem like it's gonna be over between them two, which I'm glad, because I would like to see what else they could do. I would like for them to have like a stipulation match, like a no holds barred match or something like a no holds barred match, like something like that. Um, like at least some sort of a no DQ match. It could be false count anywhere, just simple no DQ match. No holds barred. Shoot, even have a whole Extreme Rules match. Why not? Um, but yeah, but then Bronson Reed got back up on his feet, and then Seth said, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And then Bronson Reed was like, "This ain't over yet. This ain't over yet." And then Ron was like, "Okay, you know where to find me." So yeah, it's clearly not over between the two, which I'm not mad about. I'm not mad about it. Like I'm glad that this feud is continuing. But I mean, like I said, it was another good match. I definitely liked it. But let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was the Liv Morgan Nia Jax match for and whoever will be like the first ever women's Crown Jewel champion. This was a good match too. This was a pretty good match. I did like this match. Liv was more kind of like the face in this match, especially for the crowd, because they were chanting "Let's go Morgan." So Liv was kind of more playing like the face, like even though she cheated at the end. She was kind of more like the face in this match. But yeah, I like the dynamic of them two, like, you know, Nia being the dominating powerhouse, and then Liv, always fighting back, being like resilient, and yeah, there was definitely some, and there was definitely some big moves like Nia, hitting like the small drop from the ropes, and then at some point in the match, Tiffany Stratton came in and looked like she was gonna cash in. Actually, she was planning on cashing in, but then Nia was just like, "What are you doing?" And Tiffany, it's like, I promise, I was gonna catch on left. Just calm down. And then I was like, "Girl, now it's not the time to try and cash in the middle of my match." And then Liv tried to take advantage of it, but Nia stopped that, and then Tiffany tried to cash in again, but then this time Raquel came and stopped her, and they were just playing a full on tug of war, with the briefcase, and then Raquel and Liv was just pressing. They were straight up pressing Tiffany. Ella, you trying to cash in? You, Ella, you trying to cash in? And then Tiffany was just like, pleading her case. She was like, no, just calm down. Let's just calm down. calm down. Let's just calm down. But then I took advantage of it, took everyone out, including Tiffany, and then Nia was just looked at Tiffany and just shook her head just with just irritation and disappointment at the same time. She was probably thinking, "What am I going to do with this bitch?" And then of course, during all that, Dominic showed up. Anyway, but yeah, Nia was planning on finishing Liv off. Um, but then Raquel once again, but then Dominic had the referee distracted. And then while the referee was distracted, Raquel Raquel hit Nia with the big boo while Nia was planning on hitting like the Annihilator. So yeah, that's the Nia, and then and then Liv hit Nia with a finisher Oblivion, and then Liv got the 1, 2, 3, and Liv won. I was kind of surprised that Liv won. To be honest, I did not expect for them to have Liv win. I'm not mad about it. Although I kind of, even though since she played more of like the face, I kind of would have liked for her to beat Nia on her own, but it also makes sense of like them having like Dominic and Raquel help Liv win because it'll pretty much help Nia still be booked strong. Because I don't think Nia will be necessarily be booked strong if Liv beats her clean. So, but yeah, Liv won, and Liv is the first ever women's Crown Jewel champion. So yeah, Tiffany's gonna have some explaining to do on SmackDown because I know Nia Jax is fuming at Tiffany. So yeah, Tiffany, girl, you gonna be in a lot of trouble. It's like I feel like at some point Nia's gonna do more than choke you, like what she did on that one episode of SmackDown when she choked you. She gonna end up doing more than that. She probably gonna end up like slapping you, or she gonna try to squash you, girl. So I would suggest you pick better times to try and cash in, or better yet, just don't cash in, or better yet, just don't try and cash in on any of Nia's matches in general. And the next time you get the opportunity, just try and cash in Liv. But we all know that they're gonna build it up for like Tiffany to end up cashing in on Nia. The question is, when is she gonna do it? That's the question. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the next match, which was originally supposed to be a match, but it didn't happen. Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. Now, as Randy was doing his entrance, Kevin already did his entrance. Kevin attacked Randy from behind with a steel chair. He hit Randy in the back and the hamstring with the chair. And he was getting better off Randy, but then Randy eventually fought back, and then them two just ended up brawling that whole time. They said no match, like it's too chaotic. So yeah, they just brawled. They was throwing hands at each other and at anyone who tried to get involved. Kevin done hit a referee with the stunner. He done popped Jamie Noble in the face. Adam Pearce done RKO, and then yeah, they continued brawling, over the barricade into the crowd, and then Kevin ended up getting the best of Randy again. Had Randy laying up on one of two tables. That was kind of like just giving like what the more technical stuff is. I don't know what was on. Yeah, I guess some of the more technical stuff. It had some stuff on it, but and then Kevin went up like some stairs and then basically hit an elbow through Randy and through both tables. He put Randy through a table and put himself through the other table. So yeah, that match didn't happen because they just full on went into a whole brawl. So yeah, it's safe to say that they're probably gonna have like Randy be out for probably like a little bit, and then Kevin gonna like come after. And then I feel like Kevin and Cody's gonna gonna like go at it um, for the belt again. And then yeah, so the next match was the triple threat match for the U.S. Championship. LA Knight defended his championship against Andrade and Kamala Hayes. This was a very fun triple threat match. It was so good. It was so good. Like, like they pulled out all kinds of tricks and all kinds of stuff, all kinds of OMG moments. Like they went off in this match. Like the reverse Spanish fly was crazy. I've seen Andrade do that before to Kamala Hayes. And when he make except that it was on a ladder. Cause I bet Kamala Hayes was glad that there was no ladder this time. Um, and then and then and then and then I remember a spot where Carmelo Hayes was down on the ground and Andrade was on the top turnbuckle and it looked like he was gonna do a move, like he was gonna fly, and then hit a move onto Carmelo Hayes, but no, he said psych, did a moonsault outside the ring onto LA Knight, and then Carmelo Hayes did this on flying too. He did a whole suicide dive in the match as well. Um, and then LA Knight ended up hitting like a double elbow onto from like the top rope both um onto both Andrade and Carmelo, almost pinned the both, but that didn't happen. And then early in the match, Carmelo almost pinned LA Knight and Andrade at the same time, but excuse me, but both of them kicked out. But yeah, all three of them showed out in this match. But yeah, the match ended with with after Ellen Knight kicked out of the nothing but net finisher of the nothing but net, which is Carmelo Hayes' finisher. Actually, no, he didn't kick out. Andrade stopped the pinfall, so Andrade and Carmelo Hayes was going at it, and then it looked like um, um, Carmelo Hayes was gonna hit like a face buster or was gonna hit a face buster onto Andrade, but in the midst of that, um, but in the midst of that, um, LA Knight hit the BFT onto Carmelo Hayes while also still sending um, um, Andrade had a face first into the mat, and LA Knight pinned Carmelo Hayes to retain the championship. Again, it was a fun triple threat match, and I wonder if Carmelo and Andrade is going to continue on feuding, and I wonder who LA Knight's going to end up defending his title next. Because he was going at it with Andrade and Carmelo Hayes for quite some time, so it'd be nice to see him like have a new like opponent to go after him in the championship. But yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the main event, which was Cody versus Gunther, and whoever became the first ever men's Crown Jewel champion. This was a great match. This was a really, really good match. It started off slow, like, with them doing some chain wrestling, feeling out process, but then it started to build and build and build. Gunther being dominated by Cody, still being resilient, will continue to fight back. He will not stay down. And then eventually, Cody hit his first crossroads in the match onto Gunther, but he didn't pin him because of the punishment he took. But then Gunther got back up on his feet and then he hit a drop kick onto Cody, who just got back up on his feet as well. And then Cody hit the corner, and then Gunther hit Cody with his powerbomb finisher, but then Cody kicked out. And then and eventually Cody started fighting back again, but then Gunther stopped it with a clothesline, and he was gonna hit, like, it looked like he was gonna hit him with another big clothesline, but then Cody ducked and they hit him with the second crossroads in the match, and got a near fall on it. Gunther kicked out, and then and Cody was saying like he was gonna do it like one more time to put away Gunther, but then Gunther countered, and then at this point it was like them go back and forth, counter after counter, um, and then Cody tried going for like the top rope, like his super Cody Cutter, which he does it from the top turnbuckle. He already had a Cody Cutter in the match earlier, but then Gunther countered into a sleeper hold, but then Cody countered that and pinned Gunther with that counter, and that caught me off guard because it just happened out of nowhere. But yeah, Cody ended up winning, and he is the first men's Crown Jewel champion. And after the match, Gunther shook his hand, and then Cody and Liv celebrated with Triple H, and yeah, that's how the show ended. And they said that the championship belts itself will be like in the vault, like it'll be on display, in Saudi Arabia, but they'll wear like rings, to like show off. Now I wonder if like this whole thing like Crown Jewel champion, I wonder if that's gonna be a continuous thing that they're gonna do for every Crown Jewel from then on, or if it's just a one time thing like they did with the greatest Royal Rumble. But I don't know, but we'll just have to see what happens next year's Crown Jewel. But yeah, I that's all the matches. Like I already said, I had a fun time watching Crown Jewel. It was a good PLE. There was really no skips in the matches. And yeah, that was the end of this video. Comment down below on your thoughts on Crown Jewel. Did you like it, or did you not like it? Tell me why down below in the comments. And also tell me what was your favorite. Did you have a favorite match or least favorite match? And tell me why down below in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and turn on that notification bell. And I'll see you next time. Bye.